Hey, welcome to the Mountain City Show. Hey, we're going to discuss nuclear war.
Nuclear war?
Nuclear war. Like how close we are to it. Because everything that's going on. And
nuclear war.
Yeah, so you know that we are pumping all kinds of arms, equipment, and everything into Ukraine.
Right.
But so are other countries. Poland just said that they're going to give them tanks. The consensus is that if Russia wins in Ukraine, they're going straight to Poland.
Well, sure they are. They're going to keep going. Why wouldn't they? They want them ports. They want them ports of entry.
Yeah, they want the all those ports.
Sure they do.
Which is Crimea.
That's why they went for That's why they went for Afghanistan years ago.
Yep. So I do believe that, like, they sit there and say, would he use a nuclear weapon? And you can watch all the news networks. Some of them say yes.
One? Sure, I think one. Yeah, he would.
Well, everybody, he would
use one to end it all.
Yeah, unfortunately for the United States is we don't have those nuclear technology. We have the technology. We just haven't built them where they have almost zero fallout. So his weapons, his small yield nuclear weapons have almost zero fallout. So there's no radiation. Everybody was always concerned.
It's just everything destroyed with what, in a 50-mile radius?
Something like that. So a lot of us here think that, if he drops a bomb, like even just a small one, so say they launch something small or somebody, those suitcase bombs, whatever, that, you wouldn't be able to be around that area. Well, that's not true because they upgraded all their nuclear weapons. Not all of them, but
yeah, it's not like an accident. It's not a Chernobyl situation.
No, not anymore. Where it used to be
leak.
Yeah, it used to be that if we set off a nuclear weapon, the radiation would be what you would be worried about.
Yeah, like in the Nevada desert situation, right?
Right. Yeah.
The testing sites.
I do think that a lot of the people are correct. And there's pretty much the one guy I watched the other day said there was really only one scenario where he would actually use them that he believes could happen. And that would be is if he lost.
That's what I'm saying. That it would be like a bailout or to end all type of situation.
So if he loses and we, as a country, keep pumping billions and billions of dollars into that war, it's not going to end, right? Because we're funding it. We're funding all the weapons. NATO's funding all the weapons.
Well, we did the same thing with Afghanistan years ago, but it was covert. We funded that war covertly.
Yeah, well,
found that out later, of course.
Yeah, but well, right now it's a war. It's a proxy war with Russia and us and the UK.
Yes,
and NATO. We're all supplying,
he's fighting NATO too.
They're the troops, and we're supplying. The Ukraine's the troops, and we're supplying them all the weapons, technology, satellite images. I mean, everything.
Yeah, he wants the real estate. That's all it's about. It's about the real estate.
No, that's not true.
Well, he wants the ports.
Yes, he does want that.
Well, that's the real estate.
The reason why he went into Ukraine, do you know why?
I just told you why.
No, the reason why is because back in World War II, right, there was NATO. They formed NATO. And he said, fine. Look, I'll support that. That's fine. You go ahead and do that. But in return, I don't want NATO on my border. And we said yes, and that's in writing. So now, West Germany, back during Reagan, right? West Germany became Germany, right? The Berlin Wall came down.
Well, yeah, that was during the Reagan era.
So what he said to that was, Russia was, okay, you can have that. That's fine. But no more. I don't want any more NATO on my border. And we agreed. And then we start putting people in NATO on his border. After we agreed in writing not to do that.
So what, you're telling me he's getting back at NATO by invading Ukraine?
That was the only one left.
What are you talking about? It's the only one left.
It was pretty much
the invading country, you mean?
No, pretty much Ukraine was going to petition to be a part of NATO before the war happened.
Well, that's their right to do so.
Okay. However,
but then it's right there.
In writing, the United States said we will not do that. And NATO said we will not do that. I don't think
the United States could hardly decide for Ukraine whether they join NATO or not.
No, but, yes, they can just say, no, we're not going to, you can stay neutral.
But NATO's a division of a bunch of different countries. So, okay, the U.S. got one vote. UK's got a vote.
We got way more than a vote, bud.
I'm just and fundamentally,
right?
We're not the deciding factor here.
We're close. No. Anyway,
you've got the UK. You've got
after World War II, we signed that saying, "Hey, NATO will not come to your border," and Russia kept saying, "Look, quit doing this. You agreed not to have any more NATO countries on my border. Okay, I'm fine with that. You can." Any country you want, but not on my border. So the last one is Ukraine. So he finally said, "Fuck you people. I'm going in Ukraine."
Yeah, he did go into Ukraine.
Yes, he did.
But the military strategic part of taking Ukraine is you can't turn the blind eye to that too, which I'm talking about are the ports.
Well, that's what he wants. He does.
He wants imports.
Of course. Why wouldn't you?
That's a strategic battle move.
Oh,
that's
absolutely.
Why they went into Afghanistan. They wanted the real estate and they wanted the ports of entry.
So, like for us, if we went in, we'd probably be posted in Poland, right? No, I'm serious. So if we get drug into that.
Oh, yeah.
We'll have an Air Force base there, and our Air Force will literally just bomb the living shit out of everything.
We may even have a bigger part now than what we know about.
And then our Navy would take all them ports back off of the Russians.
Well, sure they would.
Right? So
we're going to if we're going to get involved, we're going to gain an advantage.
It looks, if it keeps progressing and it keeps going the way it's going, it would not surprise me if it's almost a full-out war over there with all the NATO countries with Russia. But here's the thing: as soon as you step foot in Russia, if we put one vehicle on their territory, that in their treaty as a country, they are now authorized to use nuclear weapons.
Well,
as a treaty for their country.
I don't think anybody needs authorization if they want to push the button. But I mean, I know what you're saying. So, that's like an act of war, basically.
Oh, yeah. But it also, they feel like their territory would be threatened. And in their treaty, that means pretty much if he said, all right, if Putin sat there and said, all right, the Poland and the United States and the NATO forces have just crossed into our border. Now everybody in Russia is 100% for him pushing the button.
You believe that?
Yes, absolutely.
Every Russian citizen?
Pretty much. They're not like us, bud. They are completely different than us.
I don't doubt that they are.
You got to remember too. The only information they get
is what they're given.
I
understand that.
Right. So if you don't have the whole picture, you're gonna through time you're gonna believe what they put out. Just like China. China's the same way.
Oh, it's a mess over there.
Right.
The protesting and.
So I do think it's a possibility, especially if we keep. Honestly, in my opinion, we should just yank all the funding. Yank all the funding. Like, why are we funding this guy? Why are we funding? I mean, I understand.
Let him have it, huh?
Yeah, well, here's the thing. If we'd have let him have it in 3 days, how many lives would have been saved? Now we're almost a year into it. How many lives are gone and probably going to wind up with the same outcome?
How many lives would have been lost if we'd have just let him cakewalk up in there?
Right.
I mean, look what they did at Afghanistan. They were mowing down people like they were cutting the grass.
Well, that's what they're doing over there.
Well, you can't let people. That's genocide.
So, I mean, I just don't think we should fund it anymore. You think we should keep cranking out $100 billion?
Absolutely.
Every couple months to fund that war?
It's a fight against communism, and that's what we vowed to do, and that's what we're going to do.
See, I disagree with that.
Well, that's fine. That's why we do what we do here, Phil.
And here's why. I still believe what I just said to you. Meaning, they don't have their country isn't wealthy enough or has a technology like we do. But what they do have are minerals and food.
Well, it could be a beneficial thing for us to be helping them as well. Sure, it is.
It will be.
But it's a fight against the red, and I don't have a problem.
But
with that.
I think if we keep going down this road, and it keeps going, of course, we haven't really seen a full out offensive like. You know how the United States, when we go to war, I mean, we bomb the living shit out of everything.
Oh, yeah, we do.
We put a freaking troop on there.
We don't play. We hit them with the artillery first.
And Russia didn't do any of that.
Right.
They didn't do any of that. It's all troop-based.
Speaking of war, you want to hear something really cool?
What?
The U.S. military, they participate in these war games.
Mm-hmm.
They have war games for,
Yeah.
to brush up on scenarios if things could happen. Well, a general this morning on the news was talking about the war game with Japan.
Yeah.
Or, I'm sorry, with China.
Yeah.
All right. Well, eventually we won the war with China. If it would happen, China comes in, the way the scenario worked. China went in, they took Taiwan in 3 days. Just
Oh yeah, they're right there.
scooped it right
They're
up.
right there.
3 days. We eventually win the war in the end after thousands and thousands of casualties and equipment loss and everything. But the scenario that it took was Japan had to help. If Japan wasn't helping us, we'd have lost the war. That's the way this war
'Cause they're
game just
close.
went just recently.
Yep, they're close.
It was kind of cool how they play the game to see how the
Oh, it
game
is.
was going to turn out.
Yeah, those guys are extremely
He said,
intelligent.
he
with that.
said, Taiwan was gone in 3 days. Just scooped it right up.
Yeah, they're extremely intelligent.
But over time and millions of lives lost, we eventually come on top of the war, but with Japan's help.
It's not worth the cost.
No.
It is not worth
So,
the cost.
there was
And they may
that.
do that just for the semiconductors, the chips,
Yes.
because we banned them.
Well, we have we got a chip problem right now in this country.
We banned it all from China.
Because the automobile industry's all shut down because of this chip shortage. As a matter of fact, I think there's a chip factory going in Arizona.
I think so.
Yeah, Biden
banned-
was just down there.
They banned China from. We took all of our people. If you were a U.S. citizen and you were in China making chips or helping design them, whatever, you had 24 hours to leave the country.
Well, we got
them all back.
Yeah, there's some
They all left.
there's some embargoes on China. Sure, there is.
So eventually, I mean, when you put somebody that big into a corner, Taiwan could make chips.
Yeah, they could.
They do.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, for us,
But now China can't.
exclusive.
They're like 10 years behind.
Well,
So what do you think they're going to do?
communism at its finest.
Anyway,
They're going to technology rob the country.
it did. So I do think that, I mean, we're as close to nuclear wars you'd ever see. I
Well, it
believe
only
that.
takes one. It only takes one.
Did you see that they put
It
that?
only takes one maniac.
Did you see Putin put the destroyer ship with all the hypersonic nuclear weapons on it and stuck it out in the Atlantic?
Did he? It's
cruising.
out there now.
It's out there now, cruising up and down.
No, it's like take my ball and go home situation there. I think he's kind of poking the bear a little bit, or showing his
And I
muscle.
do think-
showing his muscle a little bit.
So I don't know how you feel about it, but when the FAA, all those flight computers went down
Yeah,
nationwide and in Canada,
yeah.
you cannot. They go, well, it's not a terrorist event. No shit, it's not a terrorist event because it's not there's a big difference between a terrorism and terrorists and a country doing that.
Yes.
I still think it was Russia.
Well, and then they come out too saying that they had numerous warnings about their software and didn't upgrade.
I think it's bullshit.
I think that's all. It's a smoke and mirror
I
situation.
don't think they don't want to tell the American
They
people.
did shut down the entire country, Phil. Something's not right.
Yeah, you said it the other day. They were freaking in the plane. I mean, I've been in a plane, and next thing you know, that captain goes, "We have to turn back because
Yeah, we got to go back and land.
I'd be like, "What in the hell is going on?"
It's like
freaked me out.
It's like driving on a backcountry road and all your damn lights go out in your car and you can't see shit. You know what I mean? It's incredible.
Yeah,
The whole country got shut down. What about the flights that were in the air?
yeah, they all sent him back. So I do 100% believe that it was most likely one of those actors, China or Russia.
Well, you and I are very familiar, Phil, with how underhanded things can be and how secretive things can get. You and I, we've been leafing through those CIA files that were unclassified there.
Yeah.
You and I have been leafing through stories of that, and they're capable of anything and covering up anything and claiming that, oh, whoops, it was the software.
I
Our
agree.
bad, we should upgrade. We're talking about something that... of course, I'm sure it's a government situation. So whatever was installed went to the lowest bidder. But
Well, think about it. If he released that information, say the president and that party, and said, yes, we believe this was Russia. Now that we've been funding that war in Ukraine, how are the American people going to feel about that? And here's the thing.
well, it'll turn into full fledged. We'll
Either-
invade Ukraine and go in there and push them back.
Yep, it'll either escalate or we'll be out.
Okay, all right, Phil. Look at it this way too. Say it was a computer glitch. Say it was old software or outdated.
I hope it was
computers. Well, what does that say to the other countries of the world about our aviation
horrible.
FAA?
Yeah, it's horrible.
What does it say?
Yep.
It says they can come in here and throw a wrench in the situation and shut the entire country down.
Well, I did see this. They had this article out yesterday where I guess those systems they were supposed to fund it, all the airlines, but they didn't want to because they wanted to buy back stock.
So
Seriously.
it's all about the mighty
It's all
dollar
about stock prices
and
them.
money dollar. Yeah, the almighty
That's
dollar.
what it is.
Don't worry about the safety of.
I can believe that.
The American
However,
people.
I still think there's still a part of me, maybe a conspiracy. I don't know. I don't think we have all the info. If we do have all the information, that's great. But something
No
about
way.
it
No
makes
way.
me think that it had to be, because this isn't the first time like Russia's hacked us.
I understand.
You know what I mean? It's
and
not.
when does the news ever get it completely at 100% right?
They don't.
The entire facts.
They don't.
How many times have you known or you was present at a certain news story that you knew what happened, and then it's reported on TV, and it's
Not
maybe
even close.
20% is what really
true.
happened, and the rest is horse shit.
Yeah, I still think that, or at least our local news, not local news, but the national news
Yeah.
channels, you're only getting bits and pieces, and
Yeah,
it doesn't matter which one you're watching. CNN, Fox.
Yeah, it's not as accurate as what you think it is.
They're both on different sides of the coin, but you're still not getting accurate information.
I agree.
They're giving you information to make you come back and watch more.
It's ratings, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a ratings game. Then that's how they
Not
give you the
here, though,
news.
folks. We're here to give you the facts and let you decide.
Yeah, right. we just read about it. And be
I'm
like,
not going to
"This-
bullshit you.
Yeah, this is all bullshit.
Yeah, we got all the answers why all the planes were grounded, and we got all the answers to all that.
It does make me concerned, though, but I do think
That was well. What did I tell you that morning? This is strange. Remember, I texted you that. There's something strange going on here about that.
Oh, it is strange. I do.
When you shut down an entire country
Yeah,
from flights.
yeah. All of us
Nationwide?
for
Come
like 2
on,
hours.
man.
So I do think that
Where's the
So think about this now.
contingency plan?
over the past 3 months, I think it's 3 months, we've had how many power stations attacked?
Shot
With
a gun.
With a gun.
What was it? 3, 2 or 3?
2 or 3.
3, I think, altogether so far. Under investigation.
So we had that happen, and now
Right.
the computer software for every flight in the freaking country went down.
Yeah.
So you cannot sit here and tell me, you know what I mean? Like common sense would tell you, hey, the odds of those events happening back to back to back.
Well, see, it's all this crazy. What about, remember the coin shortage? Now the bird flu. You get a goddamn dozen eggs cost you $8. It's always
They have a
something.
new one out now. Did you say it's like H5N whatever with like a, no, I mean, they were just talking about it.
What, a bird flu or
No, it's
another
some type
virus?
of flu virus that
Oh, here
now
we
it's
go.
into animals. And they
Oh,
said,
okay.
well, if it crosses into humans.
Oh,
And I'd be
another
like,
vaccination campaign?
Yeah, but like, well, how about you just have these people stop working on this shit and making this crap, and we won't have this problem. You know what I mean?
I mean, I'm ready to start investing in lumber and chickens. I'm gonna.
I want cows,
Phil?
lumber, and chickens.
You got to move the fifth wheel out of the way out back. We're starting a lumber yard and a chicken house.
That's right.
All right,
You get 20
big money.
you get 20
I'm
eggs
gonna
a
be
day.
slinging eggs down here on the corner.
$9.99 a
So
dozen.
what you want, dog? What you want? Hard boiled? Hard boiled? Yeah, I got that, dog. I got you, dog. Hey, Phil, you need to peel one, man. He only want
I
half.
ain't peeling it. Tell me that cost him an extra $1.
He only want half an egg, man. That's all the money he got.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but I do think like it's just a I can't say a horrible time. It's a very interesting time, and I think it's a little bit scary at the same time.
And it's getting scarier as the time goes by, Phil.
It
I
is.
mean, we're just discussing the tip of the iceberg. But what the hell you and I have been reading here lately? It's insane.
I don't think this is. I'm hoping. I don't see Russia backing up. He will use every person he has. And you know what? The Russian people are good with that, apparently.
Well, now it's a pride thing. I think,
is. It's a Russian pride
He's just not
thing.
going to walk away now.
He's not walking away.
He's got to save face now.
So, even right now, they said that they're mobilizing. Well, at some point, he's going to send, 300,000 troops, and then they're going to bomb the living shit out of that place. and then go in and take it. Because I mean, that's what we would do.
Well,
he
that's
hasn't
what
done
we
that
do.
yet.
We go in. We go in hard. We don't go in playing around,
He's
taking
playing
little
around.
pieces of the country together. We go in pretty hard.
And I think the only thing I could think of is that he always thought, I guess, that Ukraine was on the Russian people's side, but when he came over there, they realized
they
that
weren't very
wasn't to
welcoming.
happen.
Yeah, they weren't very welcoming at
Yeah, they
all.
were, as long as they were their own country and you left them alone.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
when you
we're a
start
good
fucking with
neighbor,
them-
but then you want to come over here and vacation too damn much. You done wore out your welcome.
yeah, right. You want to send all these freaking army
Take
people.
your goddamn kids with you too. So here we go. It's going to be something to see. But
Oh, here you
as
go.
far
Watch
as
how it plays
nuclear
out,
war,
man.
absolutely possible, Phil. I don't doubt that one bit. That
Yeah.
and he would do it as a last ditch effort.
Well,
I
he can
believe
do
so.
it without a lot of, and this is true too. He doesn't want to put a nuclear bomb in a place he's trying to take over,
No, you don't want to ruin
because then
what
he's
he
going to have
wants.
to rebuild it. And
Yes.
the big thing that came out the other day is that who BlackRock is.
Yes, go ahead.
They are the most powerful corporation
Right.
in the entire world.
Right.
Well, they told Zelensky, the Ukrainian president, that they will help them rebuild
After the war.
after the war.
At what cost?
Well, they're doing it for this. I mean, they might invest
They're not doing it out of the kindness of their heart,
they
are
might
they, Phil?
invest, $800 billion, but they're going to make back $2 trillion. You know what I mean? That's just how they are.
It's
That was
it's not
interesting.
heartfelt. Yeah, it's profitability.
Oh, it is, especially with BlackRock. BlackRock's the same company.
They got that way for a reason.
Yep, they bought all those single family homes.
Right. But they're not dumb.
Thousands and thousands of them.
They're
And
not
now
gonna
they
do-
only rent them. You can't buy them.
Right. I got you. I
So they're
understand.
screwing a lot of freaking working class people by doing that.
Yeah.
And they did. And they continue to do it. But anyway, that's our little take on what's happening. And hopefully it pans out for the best for everyone.
I'll take care and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching. If you could go to YouTube, hit the like and subscribe button. Doesn't cost nothing and helps with the algorithm. Thanks again.